what I'm saying? Thanks for tuning in. This is another bar for bar. We just listened to Good Smoke, you know what I'm saying, by Tone Smooth. You know what I'm saying? Y'all introduce yourselves as well. You know how y'all doing today.
I'm doing good. I go by the name Danny Boy Smooth, and correction is Smooth Tone for me.
My fault,
Um,
my fault.
yeah,
That's a little bit of straightening, you know what I'm saying? Just a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
a little
Smooth
bit.
tone. You feel me? We out here. We out here. Smooth tone. I'm Tone Coleon, BX representative, Burnside Ave. You know what it is.
So man, y'all know we already had Tone on here before. Smooth. That's the only reason I said it like that. You know what I'm saying? Smooth tone, smooth tone. But we just going over, a couple of singles y'all just dropped, on 24, Doomsday, what's in it. I apologize. Older singles, like Doja Freestyle, Matrix, Loon Mountain, Radio Raheem, Hooping, Give Me That. Couple tapes as well, the smooth tone tape, you know what I'm saying? And then also with Tone, with the blue grin, man. We just try and catch up, you know what I'm saying, see what y'all up to and also go on a couple of bars. That sound good?
For sure.
All right. First thing I want to touch on though before we go into any of the tapes, both of y'all, even though y'all kind of in the group with the tape right now, I want to ask each, what is kind of your favorite artist right now?
Like favorite artists amongst ourselves or favorite artists outside
It could
of
be yourselves, it could be outside. What do you think is your favorite artist right now?
my favorite artist is Tone Young and Danny Boy Smooth.
Feel you. Tone?
Right. Yeah, my favorite artist is Smooth, Danny Boy Smooth, Tone Coleon, Suave Official, Parker Cash, Vega Vega. You know what I'm saying? Dope artists. I mess with the most.
All right, now let's get into the singles, right? So on 24, Tone said construction on C4, boom, bitch, I'm explosive. Break it down, I need more room to build a fortress. Don't switch on me, got big plans, yeah, big plans. Too bad the coach are gonna have to evolve for their supporters. We gonna have to get into the bars. What you mean by that?
You said time to raise up this. You could repeat that real quick.
I got you. I got you.
Right.
Construction on C4. Boom, bitch, I'm explosive.
Okay, got
Break
you.
it down. I need more room to build a fortress. Don't
Right.
switch on me. Got big
Yeah.
plans. Yeah, big plans. Too bad the coach are gonna have to evolve for their supporters.
Nah, that those lines is more so like, as you coming of age, and you gaining experience and you going through stuff, you start to realize certain people or certain things aren't for you. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta unlearn certain stuff. You gotta outgrow certain things. You might even outgrow certain people. So it's like removing all that doesn't suit you to be able to rebuild what's necessary. So, for the most part, people will call you fake. You know what I'm saying? People will not agree with the way you're going about certain things. And then in comparison to, like, you feel me, like if you gain land, you feel me, like you know what I'm saying? Like whatever it is now, I could rebuild it into something better. So, you know what I'm saying? So that's just wordplay and trying to speak my piece.
I feel you. I feel you. And it's words that when I heard it, it's kind of just going on with the culture as well. Kind of we all gotta evolve. That's what I took from there. That culture gonna have to evolve for their supporters and kind of just growing together as a culture. I was talking to someone yesterday, and I think we were saying that hip hop is so fluid in a point where it being so new that everyone's still trying to jump on the wave. And I feel like that's kind of where when you're saying about evolve for their supporters, it's kind of the supporters evolving as well in one. But that's how I took. I don't know, if that made sense. But that's how I was looking at those bars. The next ones though, serve your purpose. So I tossed you to the side, burn some bridges. I've been smoking all my life. You held the note there on that life part too. Um, Let me also say, don't take much to be 100 for celebs be jumping, but for their own, they moving real sluggish. So from these bars, what I had a question for you, Tone, is what does it take to be 100? And then you jump in here as well and kind of answer that.
Well, I'll say keeping it 100 is just being honest. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of whether that be something pleasant to hear or something that someone doesn't want to hear, but you still being honest, keeping it real with them. And also, when in terms of that, in terms of what that means to what I was saying was like, like people. people would, you know what I'm saying, be going they all tell happy birthday to celebrities, people they don't know. But you know what I'm saying, they're not showing love or doing the same thing, having that same energy to the people they actually do know. And you know what I'm saying? So that's what I was trying to I mean,
You trying to say like
spoke.
that clout's a hell of a drug?
That's a fact.
That's a, then, do you have any input on that as well? Of what does it take to be 100?
Yeah, like first and foremost, being 100 is being 100 with yourself, right? Because if you're 100 with yourself, you have no choice but to be authentic, right? Everybody has a different characteristics, everybody has a different personality, everybody behaves different, So everybody's 100 is a little bit different than another person's, you know what I mean? So, being 100 is definitely being, 100 self so that you can be your authentic self in any scenario and situation that you're in.
So my question though, then with that, Danny, if you know your man is 50 and he's putting up 50, is he being 100?
Absolutely not, because what's half of 100 if
50.
you give them 50, right?
Yeah.
It's 50.
Yeah.
It's like definitely. So I'm on the math ain't mathing, so nah.
You had to add the question real quick. You had to add the question. Going into the next single, Doomsday. Then we coming to you now. Trying to play me. I'm going on Savage. I ain't 21. Now, Danny, with us being from Atlanta, you know what I'm saying. We had to ask the question. What do you mean by that?
All right, so first of all, I'm not a child, right?
Yeah.
I'm not for me, like I'm a grown ass man. So if you try to play me, you feel me, like I take disrespect very disrespectfully, you know what I mean? I'm a man of my word, and everywhere I go I demand respect, you know what I mean? So if you don't give me respect or the respect I deserve, I am entitled to lash out, in things that you might deem as respectful, so that's what I mean by that.
And another reason I wanted this bar as well, Danny, is because coming up on Banter with the Brothers next week, we're debating Her Loss versus Watch the Throne. I kind of wanted you and Tone's take on that as well. What do y'all think is the better take?
Wait, what was the first tape you mentioned?
Her Loss, so with Drake 21 versus Watch the Throne, Jay-Z and
But
Kanye.
yeah, that's Jay-Z and Kanye.
Respectfully, I don't even think that's a
Yeah,
conversation.
yeah, like,
I
yeah, like
had to ask the New Yorkers. Yeah, I had to ask the New Yorkers. You know what I'm saying?
talking about her,
That's like what like
I'm talking about Her Laws versus Watch the Throne. Talking
Her
about
Laws
Jay-Z
versus, to
and
me,
Kanye.
Watch the Throne is one of my top three favorite albums of all time. So it's like it's
It's not even a question. It's
you,
not a
you can't
question.
Yo,
even you can't even bring that up. Like I
yo,
laugh at shit like that.
yo,
You know?
for me, like the
No
reason why you
disrespect,
bring
no
that up.
disrespect. You feel me? Because for me, that shit is still fire, and I fuck with the album, and it's something I listen to. But you know what I'm saying? It's just like, come on.
Yo, listen. First of all, Jay-Z and Kanye. So like Drake is up there with Jay-Z and Kanye, right?
Mm-hmm.
But 21 isn't even up there with all three. So there's two versus one, if you want to be speaking technically, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not
It's
even
not a
a
debate.
debate.
It's not a
Yeah,
debate.
That's not
one.
a debate.
Now,
So
another question that we had come up though was because a lot of people are saying this, that Drake and Future tape was that better than Drake and 21?
Yeah, I mean, I would say at the time, it was probably just like I feel like back then music was much different to me as a like, and I'm speaking from my perspective. For me,
Mm-hmm.
music was much different back then to me because it just meant a lot more from other artists. You know what I'm saying? At this point now, music is still dope, but it's just not. It doesn't hit the same. So to me, that I take that album over this one, but I'm not going like no knock to what this album is. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha. Then you have a take on it?
I mean, so I'm definitely gonna go with Her Loss, right? Because I feel like Her Loss is right now, and it's been a minute. It's been a minute since. Matter of fact, I did hear, that Drake and Future album, like not too long ago, and I felt like it was a little, for me, it felt a little outdated. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Even though I had one or two songs that were kind of like nostalgic, but her loss is right now, so I'm gonna go with Her Loss.
Gotcha. Now we going back into Doomsday. Just had to, we had to see what that Savage Aint 21. People down the block just asked me to ask that. Next question was put some money, or the next, I apologize, the next lyric was put some money in crypto and just doubled up. My plug come home, I'm beating him up. Danny, why you beating the plug up? He beat the plug up. He just got home.
First of all, I already beat the plug up. You feel me?
Okay.
The plug might get beat up again, but for me, so yeah, so like I had invested in crypto, right? Like right before, like for me, like right before, we had this, huge crypto the controversy, right? And then my financial investor called me while I was in the studio while we was recording the song and said like, "Yo, like, what you put in just like double." You feel me? So then that stuck in my head. So then like when I was rhyming, for me, I said what was currently going on in my life, right?
Gotcha.
And then like for me, like shout out to the plug for me, you know what I mean? Definitely very, very inspirational, but we all have our flaws and stuff like that. So I was angry at him. Um and yeah, that's just what it is. That's how I felt for me. So
Real life bars. Real life bars.
yeah, real life bars, man. No fabrication, my rap. Know what I mean?
Nah, I feel you. I feel you. And then another lyric on here. This is going back to Tone. Me and my bro, we like Keenan and Kel. Why? Because we dropped that work in a crush, and we can't let the bread get in between. No liquid amount can be thicker than blood. I think it was amount, but that kind of how the bar went. Tone, my question here though was no liquid amount, and then the thicker than blood part.
Me
So
and
I
big brother
got to
like
play on word.
why we dropped the walk in the crush and know we can't let the bread get in between. No liquid amount gonna be thicker than blood. You feel me? And that's real shit. And it's like me and Big Bro, we like Kenyon and Kel, we be wildin'. Like if you come see us perform, you see us for me in real life, you see us what we do, like you gonna be entertained by what we do, just who we are. So you feel me? We like Kenyon and Kel. Why? We dropped the walk in the crush. And if you feel me, if you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? Like and no, we can't let the bread get in between. It's like, regardless, you feel me? Like at the end of the day, that's my brother. You know what I'm saying? Like we brothers before anything. We family first, and family comes before. It's God first and family. You know what I'm saying? And it's like it's there's no material asset that could ever switch up how I feel for my brother, and that's likewise. You feel me? And it just is what it is. So that's what I'm talking about.
Now, before going to the tape, what I wanted to touch on as well is kind of the visuals and the production for that Doomsday video. Did you guys kind of sit down and produce that and kind of go through the whole shoots, kind of the thought process on the video?
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
So like we did both. So like I so like first and foremost, like we're like super creative, like this creative shit, it comes from mad different elements coming into one thing, you know what I mean?
Mm.
And yes, we do try to practice to be organized as possible. So yeah, we did make a treatment, and we did follow the guidelines of the treatment. But then, sometimes, like just like for me, like actors who follow script, right? Like sometimes it's improv, but based on, the energy, right? So basically, yeah, so we wrote the treatment, we created the treatment. And then in between, like while we were shooting the video, we came up with even better ideas. You know what I mean?
Mm. You
Yeah.
couldn't just building as it goes. Like you have a groundwork kind of okay, this is what we can do, and then once you get there, you get more inspired.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Right. Yeah. Shout out to Scene too, the DP for that project. You know,
Right.
and shout out Spring Studios and you feel me, in the hood and all that. Everybody that was involved with the video. But it's like, what the way we go about things is like, we tend to try to make it, just bring something to actualization, something we visualize, and converse about. Like we found the locations, and everything was really in our neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Where we grew up. You know what I'm saying? And then the train, New York City vibe. You feel me? So we just having fun. Um, like we try to push boundaries or push the limits for certain things. So we just gonna keep experimenting and growing. for all the visuals we put out from here on out and all that.
And kind of just from you guys saying, going in and being inspired even while they're, while shooting the video and coming up with new ideas. This kind of goes back to that recording style. Are you guys still freestyling the songs? Is it being written down more? What we doing?
So basically we do all of the above, right? So I'm not gonna say like every time we freestyle, but the majority of the time we do. So basically, so let's go back to this creative thing, right? So first and foremost, again, like we're like super duper creative, right? And I feel like, we've been writing, we've been freestyling, we've been doing everything we could to just make things work, right? So what happens in our creative process is all about survival, right? So so um um so while we're working on creative works and like songs, videos and everything, right? We're doing everything that we possibly can to create the best work. So let's say like if we're in the studio and let's say we hear a beat and let's say we do feel like writing like one or two lines, right? And let's say we got like one or two lines. So now we got one or two lines, right? And then now we don't have no now we got 14 more lines that we got to create. So for me, so then like we'll probably freestyle the rest of the 14 lines, right? So let's say let's say we got a music video, we got a treatment, and let's say we got the whole list, right? And then like when we get there, we feel like, yo, oh shit. And then we like start improvising, like improv. So like but basically we do everything in our nature to make things work. You know what I mean? So sometimes we freestyle, sometimes we don't. Like sometimes we come up with things, on the fly. Sometimes we don't. Like sometimes we prepare. So it just depends on how we're feeling in that exact moment and how we want to be. You know what I mean? So if that makes sense.
That makes sense. Because you're kind of like just like the treatment with the video. You have that basis, and then it's kind of just what you feel from there. So you have those first two lines, and then you're building off of that. But you kind of know the direction that you're going to go into before the freestyle itself.
Right.
And Tony,
yeah. So just to build off what Smooth was saying is like, it depends on the mood or what the situation calls for. It's like sometimes we have, like we might be vibing alone or listening to music when we riding around, traveling or whatever, and hear beats, and we might come up with something and have ideas. So we usually either writing beforehand, writing in the studio, freestyling, building off ideas. You know what I'm saying? But it's a lot of fun. I feel like the studio is the most fun part of being a musician. To be honest, like because you never know what you're gonna come up with. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm trying to more so build in the studio, like what I'm saying, from this point in my career, what I'm saying, like I want to do a lot more songs like from scratch in the studio based off the vibe or whatever, based off conversations and things like that, like so.
What I'm going to ask Tony is like when you're going into that studio, is it kind of like you get that the feeling of okay, I'm clocking in? Like is it kind of like you going to work and you're like, okay, this is my mind state, or is it more of just like while there you're getting more creative ideas?
Nah, it's more so like I'm home. You know what I'm saying?
It's the comfort of the studio.
Yeah, it's more so like I'm getting comfortable. I'm listening to music. You feel me? I might sip something. I might smoke a spliff. I might stay sober and whatever the vibes is. You know what I'm saying? But I'm relaxed. I'm in my element. It's like to me, it's kind of like that feeling. You know that feeling when you had a long day, you get in your bed, in your covers, you feel me, and it feel good. Like that's how it feels for me getting in the booth. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's what I would compare it to.
And now let's get into the Smooth Tone tape. Before we get into any of the songs, just kind of want to build off of like you're saying, going to that studio, getting that feel. What was the feel going into making the tape?
Shit, for the most part, like, me and Smooth, we were just cooking up over the pandemic, and we had mad songs. We still have hella songs that we didn't drop yet. You know what I'm saying? And we just put something together that we felt was necessary because we was both graduating graduating from college. He got his master's. I got my bachelor's, and it just made sense, you know. It just made sense, to be honest.
And just off of the the bachelor's and the masters, black educated man, but didn't go to Morehouse. What song was that from?
That was from Radio Raheem.
No, I just wanted to see if you remember the lyric.
That's not on the tape though.
That's not on the tape. That's not on the tape. That was one of the singles. But going into the smooth tone, first song I want to talk about is that Hit or Miss. I don't know what it is. It's just the choruses for me. You know what I'm saying? The time flies by when you're getting rich. I'm going to take my shot, hit or miss. I'm going to do my dance. Yeah, I'm going to groove. You know what I'm saying? Those lyrics right there for me, I can listen to that every single day. Time does fly when you're getting money. When you're being proactive, kind of always on the move, kind of always plotting out your dreams, or kind of just reaching the goals of the day to day. I felt like that was a very, important line that a lot of people, I feel like, they're thinking it's all about just the getting rich part, but the time flies is when you're being busy, I feel like. What are you guys' take on that?
That's a fact, yo. I appreciate your take on that because that's how I was feeling, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes you put an energy out there, but you might not communicate it directly, you know what I'm saying? But it's all about how people take things into account, So.
And then also with the I'm gonna do my dance, yeah, I'm a groove. So what's the dance now? Y'all still getting sturdy in New York? What's the new wave of, I guess, dancing?
My boy Smooth got the moves. You feel me? Nah,
Smooth, what's the new dance? What's the new dance?
Shit, man. For me, I got that 2-step for you. Know what I mean? But I don't know. For me, we come up with stuff on the fly. For me, the 2-step, you could build off the 2-step. Know what I mean? For me, you could get sturdy off the 2-step.
My son still got shoulder. Smooth used to get light. You feel me? My son used to get right.
In the back clapping.
Nah, that's not it.
Nah, I did it wrong. Oh,
you definitely did it wrong, okay?
My fault. Y'all know what I'm saying. I only been there like 2-3 days. You know what I'm saying?
But I clap like 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1. For me, that's how
like a beat. They be having that same beat.
1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1. It's like that. That's how you gotta clap.
Got you. I got you. You tell me the beat for I got you. Cause what I'm looking it up right now. What I've been trying to get dance wise in.
Not looking it up. My son's wild.
I can't pronounce it. I don't want to be disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be disrespectful. It's what's this thing called? It's I'm looking it up. Give me a second. I'm gonna get it today, not tomorrow. It's the Hinwa. Let me see what it is.
Oh wow! Talking about the tone wop?
Let me see.
Tone wop, get light.
Light feet, bro. What type of time you on? What you talking about, man? What you trying to get at?
It's HEMBA space WENA. Himwa.
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't even know that. I was chilling with some Ghanaians, you know what I'm saying? And the girls were trying to get me right. So like, yeah.
Oh, so now you talking about I'm on Lagana stuff. Yo, I'm like shout out to Ghana. We are the Akata ambassadors. You know what I mean? So what that means is we are the Black American ambassadors. You know what I mean? we still attached to our roots, very attached to our roots. We just Americanized the shit, man.
Trust me, I haven't been anywhere. So that's what they was telling me. I was just trying to see if y'all knew the dance.
But when we go out to Ghana, it's gonna be lit though. We gonna come back with all the moves. I'll tell you that.
Got you. Heard you. I tried it. You know what I'm saying? It was a little bit of a heel toe type. You know what I'm saying? And then little get sturdy. I tried. But the next lyrics that I had from the Hit or Miss is ain't no favors, niggas taxing like accounting. I'm a king, so there ain't no decrowning. African man, I feel like Mansa Musa. Legally blind, I never seen the shooter. So what I felt about this though is the taxing part, like accounting. Because a lot of people, I feel like, once you've done enough favors, you get into that mindset of, okay, like this is what's expected of me, and it's just like, no, I still kind of need my check, So I don't. What were you guys thinking, or Tone, when you said that?
So it goes both ways. You know what I'm saying? Because like I'm gonna be honest. Just as people, like we kind of expect the same person, over and over again, especially when we're accustomed to it. So it's kind of like, but we also know that we need to change, or we're going to change at a certain point in time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like if I'm doing something for someone, you know what I'm saying, and it's my business. It's literally my means of income. You feel me? Like, you feel me? Pay, like, you should pay me for it. But then also again, it's like I could understand why someone would want something for free. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, ain't no favors, niggas acting like accounting. I'm a king, so there ain't no decrowning. Like, can't change. You can't take that away from me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then king ain't no decrowning. Mansa Musa, the richest man that ever walked the face of the planet. So it's like, you feel me?
Now, another part about this though, Tone, that I want to ask is, how well do you know Mansa Musa?
I'll say I've been introduced to the teachings of Mansa Musa. I wouldn't say I'm a scholar on it or I'm an expert, but
Because I had 2 to 3 quick questions, right? Mansa Musa, religion.
Muslim.
he was Muslim, yeah.
Okay. What is he most known for?
He's most known for his conquering and his capital. You know what I'm saying?
So where would you say one of his most, money from the capital, where was that coming from?
Africa and gold mining.
And the last question kind of is, what do you think out of those depreciated the quickest?
His legend.
And that is actually a good answer. They have on here gold. Now, I'm not going to cap. I ain't know none of this. I looked it up, what I'm saying, right before the interview. Just had to hit them with a couple quick questions. The next bars that we're going to go with, though, as well, we're going to go for the 4-line surfing. Then we're going to ask you the question first, kind of going with the lyrics. Is rolling with the hounds, can't cuff and eat her. Trisha, I don't care. She's picture perfect Mona Lisa. What did you mean by that? Yeah.
So first of all, for me, you know what a hound is?
Yes.
All right, a hound is
They
a
go
dog.
start hitting me with the go ahead now. Okay, yeah. I'm follow.
All right, so yeah, so for me, like my friends and the people that for me, like where I come from, for me, like we are hounds. For me, like we like to, like we like women, we male, very for me, like it's very masculine, a lot of testosterone, so we like to talk to girls, you know what I mean? We talk to any girl, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what status they may claim, you know what I mean? For me, like we come from the hood, for me, and being as young, confident black men, you know what I mean? Like we gonna talk to anybody that catches our eye, right? So it means that we're not shy, we're not afraid to speak to anybody. So with that being said, we know or have a certain level of experience with dealing with women, right? So, it doesn't mean that every girl that is pretty is a good girl. You know what I mean? You
Oh,
know,
understand.
right? So what I was saying those lines, right? I was basically saying I'm not gonna cuff no Trisha. I don't care how good she looks, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna cuff no Trisha because you can't turn no hoe into a housewife, right? So, it's so I'm going so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna protect myself. I'm not gonna let a girl's beauty blind me of the actions that she does behind the scenes, you know what I mean? So it's just that, because I feel like women, hide things very well, especially better than men. So, you can't get caught up, with what you see, you know what I mean? You gotta think logically, you know what I mean? Make logical decisions, not emotional decisions.
So from that though, my question then is, did Kanye fuck up? Did Kanye fuck up? If he listened to your lines, would he have been okay?
I don't know. Yeah, hell yeah. He would have been. Yo, man. Kanye should have stayed with his girl that was a Delta. Know what I mean, that first girl. What's her name? I forget her name. But Yeah, he been fucked up, man. For me, all of his friends smashed his wife.
Damn, that's tragic. I can't relate. That
All
is
his friends
tragic.
smashed his wife.
Nah,
It's
niggas
crazy.
violated.
It's crazy.
I just, hey, we got the answers. We got the answers, sir. Man, but
That's a wild one right there.
Tone, asking you, with the hook again. When your palm's itching, better go and get it. Nothing guaranteed. You really want it? You don't need permission. Better beware, cause certain come ups tend to come with a price. Tone,
Be
what did you mean
prepared for
when?
the consequences from every decision. That's a fact. My
What,
fault, bro.
what did you? No, you fine. You fine. These your lyrics. You know 'em better than me. You let me know. Did I touch on every part that was supposed to be touched on those lyrics?
Yeah, nah, I said the last line because that I feel like that adds to what that those lines are about.
You said
Because
it again.
like
That last line. Yeah.
when your palms itching, better go and get it. Nothing granted, you really want it. You don't need permission. Better beware, because certain come ups tend to come with a price. Be prepared for the consequences from every decision. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, when you come from where we come from, is like, how am I going to live a comfortable life? For me, a life that's not, you know what I'm saying, full of things that I'm used to. And you start to think of ways that will get you out of that situation. And oftentimes it's not what we would consider the best way to go, you know what I'm saying, that just from morality or, society just understanding, right? So it's like you have to make certain decisions and you have to understand that there's consequences that might come from that. You know what I'm saying? And and you always gonna end up doing what you feel is necessary for your own life. And and that's just something people need to hear, people need to understand, and people need to recognize and acknowledge, you know what I'm saying? Because oftentimes people may be, distracted by making so much money doing something, but they, you know what I'm saying, kind of blinded to certain things. But at the end of the day, we all know, like, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm speaking on.
And then
Right.
you go ahead, Dan.
Oh, for me, and just to add to that, for me, it's basically just a form of ethics. You know what I mean? For me, like sometimes decisions that are made in order to survive aren't the most ethical. You know what I mean? So
And what? Another. I apologize. Another song from the tape that I wanted to touch on was kind of the mood swings by you, Dan. Kind of getting to understanding kind of your thought process when writing that song, or freestyling, or when you took that take on that song.
right. Mood swings is exactly, like how the name is, is mood swings. So basically, it's life. It's life and all this different obstacles, being thrown at you, right? And you basically, going through those different emotions, you going through those different moods, you going through those different, phases in your life where you're just trying to, you know, take what life is throwing at you, you know what I mean? So and not running away from it. So, we're human. We got emotions, we got moods that we go through and that we experience. I know sometimes I got my moody days, sometimes I don't have my moody days, you know what I mean? So, mood swings is about, life throwing obstacles at me and and me just, going toe to toe.
Mm-hmm. And what I feel like when listening to mood swings is kind of just being older with age. You know how like those obstacles will always come, and a lot of times we would think that once we get to a certain place or a certain once your goals are achieved that they'll end, but life is
Right.
always coming with more and more obstacles, especially come with the as you guys said, the bovid, coming, and then after that everyone's still trying to figure out kind of what's going on after that. But even if it didn't happen, I feel like it's still a lot of things just with age that you realize, hey, this will never stop, but I can attack it at a better point, or I can be prepared on always coming up with solutions, if that makes sense, kind of with
Right.
those mood swings.
Yeah.
I had a couple more questions. And then from there, just wanted to see, if you guys had questions for me. So I'm gonna try and wrap it up. Got a quick two. One is kind of what do you, or do you guys have a favorite producer? And that's kind of individual.
Like you mean like all time, or do you mean like favorite producers that we like working with now?
Both.
Because
So it could be the all time list. If y'all have an all time, hey, maybe I want to work with this producer, or this producer makes the best music that I personally think of. And then also kind of when you're actually going in that booth, who do you enjoy working with the most?
like me personally, like Timbaland, my favorite producer of all time. Like for me, I feel like there's no beat like a Timbaland beat. I feel like he's versatile. He could keep up. He just got that. You know, there's something different about Timbaland. You know what I mean? Like Timbaland, that's one producer that I would love to work with. I feel like we'll make some smashes, we'll make some hits. We'll make timeless music. And that's like right now, like shout out to Sahara. Sahara makes my sound right now.
Yeah.
And then Tom.
My favorite producers, Young Bucks, you feel me, from the BX out in Cali. DJ Monet, you know, produced by Gecko. Shout out Gecko. Um, Blue the Kid, um, Akachi Beats, you know, those are all people who doing their thing right now, and what I'm saying, creating sound, helping me create my sound. And what I'm saying, I think that there's not too many people that's fucking with them. So, what I'm saying, but like all time, you know, I would have to go with Timberland as well, because one of my favorite albums is Justin Timberlake 2020 Experience. You feel me? And I know Timberland went crazy on that album. So yeah.
All right, now
You know,
one
yo, I
thing
also,
that you got that.
yeah, I also got to shout out DJ Monet and Young Bucks as well, and also produced by Gecko.
Now,
Yeah,
what I was gonna ask is, did you guys ever figure out what Gecko was talking about?
yeah, a lot of shit.
Yeah.
But what I was gonna ask actually though is, did you guys have any questions for me?
Yeah. Like, what do you see yourself in 5 years from now?
Oh, this is the job interview right here. Well,
Nah.
you know what I'm saying. If I came to live committee, but I could see, 5 years from now, I wanna say have kind of a couple companies, couple businesses started up, kind of get a better understanding on how to grasp talent. Want to have some equity in homes, and two bad bitches and a nice bed. That's kind of the 5 year plan right now.
For
Pimping.
sure. For
And
sure.
then I did hear you say when you get into live committee. For me, like, what you mean by that?
I mean, it sounded like a job interview. You know what I'm saying? So I had to come correct. The 5 years from now. That was how I was thinking about it. Yeah.
I bet. For me, we never know what the future holds. For
Yeah, you
me,
know what I'm saying? You never see. This is the thing with life, right? You just keep going day by day, and you look at opportunities and you see what happens. So
absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely.
But my question is, how you feeling about that tat, bro? Like I'm not gonna lie, I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's life affecting right there. Like
Oh, that's
and
nothing, but I ain't gonna lie though. We gonna have to get it touched up because what happened was we'll talk about this right now, right? So the tattoo artist that I got talked a lot. I thought he was valid. He wasn't valid. You know what I'm saying? In New York, he just wasn't valid. So I ended up linking up with my guy that I originally go with. So we definitely gonna get it covered up and then kind of have something a lot better and presentable. So we gonna get
so
that right. But other than that, like getting it wasn't too bad. We locked in for a quick 3 days. I think it was 2 or 3 days. Finished up the leg, and yeah, regular day shit. Yeah.
facts for you.
Y'all any other questions?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
You gonna ask me if I got questions? I got questions for
Yeah.
days.
Send them.
Like, all right, so, well, who's your favorite people to listen to?
Me. So you gotta equate that I am from Atlanta, Georgia. You know what I'm saying, and that sound. So the Southern sound always goes in the hooks for me. So Drake's definitely up there. Um, Future, Thug. I would say like high school, middle school era. We got Wayne. Um, I'm trying to think what else, but I also like a lot of West Coast music, so like up and coming artists and stuff like that. But I would say like YG, Big Sean, Cole, Kendrick. Those are always kind of there. Nipsey, of course. I don't know how I forgot Nipsey, but Nipsey's definitely up there. But like I'll listen to 50 different artists in like one day. So like sometimes it'll be like an album day. Like today, I want to say I listened to Dave East, P2. But then some days it'll be where like I'm jumping tape to tape, or I really want to hear this song, something like that. So, but I would say a lot of diversity. I would say New York music, probably not to be disrespectful, is probably like on that mid level for me of like. But I'm just not from New York. But every time I'm around, up north, chilling with people like that, Dave East is always in my rotation. I'm not gonna lie, a couple of the younger artists coming up right now, like I'd say like the K Flocks, the D Things, like I'll listen to that, a little here and there, and then kind of just always trying to listen to up and coming artists. So, yeah.
All right, and just a little correction for you. All right, see, New York music is not mid level for you.
No, that's just me. That's just my take. I'm not saying it's mid music. I'm not saying it's mid music.
That's his opinion, bro. That's his opinion.
Because you listen to hip hop. See, hip hop is New York music.
That's right? True. I listen to a lot of battle rap, so I will say that.
So for me and for me, like hip hop started in the Bronx. So, any variation of it, despite the accent, for me that's New York music. Know what I mean?
Nah, I believe.
Even if it's not New York music.
Hold up. Let me just do a correction. I did not say that New York music mid. I was just saying in the listening chart.
Said that, bro.
I didn't say that. I did not say. I ain't trying to be in New York, get snatched out the taxi.
Can't backtrack, my G. I heard that.
Remember you mentioned Jay-Z earlier, man. Come on, man.
See, but this
my man try to compare Her loss to Watch the Throne.
I'm sorry. That's just how I felt.
You have to have a real talk in person, bro.
That's just how I felt, man.
Oh, and then like another question I had was, what inspired you to do what you do now?
So actually, I would say you mean like the interviews, or are you saying kind of just like life and like what I'm doing right now in life in general?
The more so like the interviews, and also like who and what inspired you to do what you do now.
So Banjo with the Brothers actually. So like I don't know if you guys remember AB, but he was actually, I want to say 2 or 3 grades above me. So when I transferred in to Sacred Heart, he wasn't there. So I want to say my junior year, I transferred in my sophomore year midway through. My junior year, he came back for a day for some reason, and he ended up going to the master's program. He had his own podcast. The people in his podcast bailed, and he called me and Garfield for the show, and he was just like, yeah, I just need you guys to sub for this episode. Ended up doing more episodes, and I was like, this is kind of, something I like to do. I like asking questions, like talking, understanding, people's concepts, goals, how to reach them. So, I mean, I really enjoyed it, and then it also helped me kind of when I'm on a day-to-day with work. So, like, I do a lot of customer service work, so I'm having a lot of conversations trying to, what customer service is really trying to figure out kind of whoever's asking you a question, to understand the question, give it back to them, let them know how you're going to fix it, let them know if it's satisfactory, and then move on with your day. So that's kind of, helped a lot with like questions, coming up with concepts and, kind of thinking like that. So that's the who, and then kind of why I enjoy doing it. And then I just going off of that 5 years, where do I see myself for now, kind of with doing the interviews and stuff. I want to be, I want to say kind of like an Adam 22, but not like an Adam 22 and like the concepts and like, his content, but kind of in the aspect of I could put other people on and kind of have them, reach the goals that they want to do, and stuff like that.
Right. You got a question, Tom?
No, I don't got no questions right now.
What industry do you want to impact the most with your podcast? As far as Matter of fact, so let me just matter of
No,
fact, all right.
because that was a good question. I would say probably I would say inner city communities. I would say that would be the industry that I want to do. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people out here, putting in the work, and then it's kind of the networking, it's kind of understanding the system, and that's kind of why I also enjoy doing this is because I'm learning on a day to day basis as well. To see kind of what would be the next best step for young artists trying to come on, or hey, I need help with producing, I need help with mixing. I didn't know if I told you this, Dan, but you know what I'm saying. We got our own record label down here coming up. You know what I'm saying, Scheme Money Records. You know what I
Okay.
mean. So I'm trying to trying to touch on all aspects of that, and I'm just really into gaining knowledge on a day to day basis.
Dope. All right, best. So so basically you just want so basically pop culture. You want to be pop culture influenced, all right? Like influence the culture, like academics or like a Joe Budden and things of that nature,
I don't
right?
I don't want to say like an academics or a Joe Budden, and because once you see someone doing something for so much, you see the flaws. But I would say
Yeah.
kind of in that direction, yeah, is where I. But what the difference is though is like kind of like with DJ Academics and like Joe Budden, like they care more about their personality in a sense, or they care about, I want to say, getting their agenda across. I don't really want to have an agenda. I kind of want people to speak their mind. I would like to be more like, I don't know if you ever seen a DJU.
No, I'm
So
not
it's
sure.
it's King Von's DJ, and now he's doing like interviews with a lot of people in that Chicago area where everyone's getting to speak. They've never been spoken to, but have always been in that background since the beginning. So
Okay.
I want to be more like that, where it's not really DJ you that's making you watch the interview. It's the people that he's interviewing. I would
Right.
never want to be bigger than the people I'm interviewing, if that makes sense. Whereas I feel like
Okay.
Right.
Joe Budden and academics, they're more of, it's about them. You know.
Right. That's dope. That's dope.
For definitely dope. Definitely dope.
Yo, any more questions? Trust me, we could do this. We could do a part two right here. Just you guys asking me the questions, because these are good
Hold
questions. Yeah.
let me see.
CK interview. You heard?
Oh yeah, I bet. All right, so when we have a show, pause. Wait, so you're in Atlanta right now, right?
hmm
I bet. So when we have a show I bet. So when we have a show in Atlanta, you come to our show?
Yeah. I I was trying to get to the one in Stanford when I was up there, and I had to leave the day before just because I had to come back for work.
Yeah.
And I was working a night shift, so like this is also probably kind of why I'm able to have more interviews now and stuff like that. Is I was just on a completely different schedule. I was working night shifts, so during the daytime I'd either be sleep or like half sleep. So this summer I just took time to transition. To get back on the right schedule, kind of where everybody else is. Um, but yeah, definitely. The next time y'all have a show down here, even up there, I plan to be there during the summer as well. So I'll try and catch a show, up there as well during the summer.
Oh,
For sure. Definitely. You know what you need? You need your live committee merch.
Yeah. See, we was gonna say that for afterwards. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna get the link. I had to. Hold on. What they say? I had to. What is it? I had to get the bands up though, real quick. You know what I mean? First before time flies. Time
That's
flies
right.
by when you're getting rich. You know what I'm saying?
that's a
So
fact.
I had to
That's
get
a
rich
fact.
first.
Right.
Before I could get the re up. That's what it was. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, definitely gonna get some merch. Definitely for the what I'm saying, the holidays and stuff. We gonna have that link down there in the bio as well. So everybody check in and get your merch.
Dope, man. For me, I love this interview for me. I know, future interviews might not be as pleasant, but it was a pleasure for sure.
What
For
I
sure,
do? Hold on,
bro.
hold on,
Thank
hold
you
on,
for
what?
having us, gangster.
Hold on. Why the future was not gonna be as pleasant?
Hey, man, for me, I mean, it's the industry for me. Like they want us to cater to their program, right?
Oh, okay. I just had to make sure
Oh,
I
I think
get.
he was talking about for us. I
Yeah,
think he's talking.
I just want to make sure I wasn't just riding through New York. You know what I'm saying? I get snatched out in the live committee merch, you get stomped out or something. You know what I'm saying? I had to
Oh,
make
nah,
sure.
nah, 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 nah.
We're gonna
I
be
didn't know
Louis with
if it
that
was
on.
because
We're
of
gonna be Louis with that on. You heard?
yeah, I just want to make sure it wasn't because of the New York comment, because I listen to a lot of New York artists. You know what I'm saying? I really enjoy, the music that is created out of the Mecca. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want, you know what I'm saying, walking through New York and just catch a left right. So I just had to make sure.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, definitely. For me, but you also know, words are powerful too. So there's also going to be some pleasurable, interviews too. But like what I'm really trying to say is that I enjoyed, interviewing with you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, and you guys know that I always enjoy interviewing you guys and sitting down and kind of just gaining, the growth from every interview, going forward, and then kind of also just, different perspectives, different mind, thought processes, creative juices, flowing, and trying to, see kind of where you guys are going towards your goals and which goals have already been achieved. And this is kind of just a source of kind of a way to document it. So.
Absolutely, absolutely. For me, like I just want to say for me, like for the people watching, stay tuned for, more work from Danny Boy Smooth, Live Committee, Tone Leon. We got a lot of work in store. We got a lot of work coming. For me, if you think you heard something now, you ain't heard nothing yet. You heard?
Tuh. Yes, sir. 2023. You already know, man. We doing what we do. So, everybody stay tapped in, stay Louis, move with us. For me, I'll see you the wave.
And just also wanted to, give y'all a quick, second. Anyone to shout out?
Yeah. I want to shout out, Young Bucks. I want to shout out Suave King. I want to shout out Parker Cash. I want to shout out Vega Vega. I want to shout out my man Swabby, Kyle Swabby. I want to shout out Gecko. I want to shout out Kev Cartier. I want to shout out DJ Monet and whom am I forgetting? Oh, I want to shout out Scenes. I want to shout out whom am I missing? I want to shout out Che. Um and I want to shout out who am I missing? Who am I missing? Tone. Tone, I'm missing anybody?
Sheesh, you done said it all. You feel me? But shout out to whole LCE. Shout out everybody that believe in us. You know what I'm saying? Shout out everybody that's sticking with us and getting through the storm, regardless of the weather. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody doing their thing too.
Or
Shout out to Banter with the brothers. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Maymen. Shout out, shout out to family. Shout out Ghana. You heard?
oh yeah, shout out
Even though we took that
76.
L, where even though we took that L in the World Cup, but it's all good. Feel me? But shout out 17, where shout out Burnside, shout out D Block, you feel me? Light side, dark side, all that.
Yeah.
I appreciate both of y'all. Oh, you go ahead.
1090 BMGs, you heard?
And just want to say at the end, I appreciate both of y'all, showing up, being able to, complete the interview. I know y'all busy. Gonna let y'all get back to the booth. Once again, it's another episode, Bar for Bar. Tune in soon. See.